The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
All right, well, more fallout and stories continue to develop from what's going on up at Northwestern with the hazing scandal. Obviously, Pat Fitzgerald, the head coach, was fired. He's going to sue because they even screwed that up in a situation that if they were going to go through with it, they only suspended him for a couple of weeks. Then they went, whoa, let's just go ahead and fire him. That's an actual paraphrase from the president of the university. Yeah.
He heard one story and was like, woof.
What's this about dry humping everybody in the shower? Maybe we should fire him at this point. Maybe. Here's the weird thing, though. There are 15 assistant coaches and graduate assistant coaches that are all currently on staff. They're fine. Everybody gets to stay except for Pat Fitzgerald. They're not allowed to see anything in the locker room. In fact, I would argue they are probably more adept to be around the locker room and see this stuff go on. You know?
That's the price you pay for just being the lead, though. It's like when I used to watch The Apprentice. The team lead always got fired, even when it was other people's fault.
It's just like that.
It's very similar.
That's just kind of weird. In fact, the defensive coordinator will probably become the at least interim coach, and maybe even they'll announce him as a head coach.
Good. Let's promote from within after the scandal.
Exactly.
Good Lord.
It's not like football teams can use ZipRecruiter. Like, it takes a while to replace staff when they go away. You can't just fire the whole staff. Season's almost here.
If you want to make a statement, I'm not saying it's right or wrong what they did. I'm saying that if they want to make a statement, you can't just say the top guy goes and no one else goes.
They don't want to make a statement. They want this to go away.
Clearly.
They want everybody to move on with their lives.
Clearly, they do not want this attention, except for the Northwestern professors. They're loving this attention as they spoke about the future almost $1 billion renovation of Ryan Field, which is going to start soon. It was going to be done in a couple years, as Kenzie just found out that stadiums take many years to renovate and build.
I'm so annoyed. I was ready for the new Soldier Field next year.
She thought the Bears would be playing at Arlington Heights next season.
I've seen people put rush on projects, and I feel like they have enough money to do so.
To your point, they fixed that highway in Philly in 2 weeks.
So I don't understand. It's very confusing. I feel like if you have the manpower, if they could only get one builder, I'd be like, well, that's going to take a while.
Yeah.
But
well, they
built pyramids, in Egypt quickly.
Well, let's not get sidetracked in sports because the aliens built the pyramids.
Also quickly.
Yeah.
They were really efficient aliens.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Whoever did it was on it.
Well, the Northwestern, a lot of the professors and the organization let's put all this renovation of the stadium on hold until we figure out the football program. In fact, they were on the news last night. I was watching WGN, and until we figure out what's going on in the football stadium locker rooms, why would we spend $800 million on a stadium? What's the point? Now, you know that woman
Was
really...
this woman from Hogwarts? What was that?
That's what Northwestern professors sound like.
Here's the thing. I saw the lady on the news. Brian's not far off. She saw
I
this.
picked the wrong college. if there was a college that close to Hogwarts.
She saw this as getting $800 million in new Kurt Vonnegut books instead of upgrading a football stadium. She was delighted by all this.
Well, the issue is they have to redraw the renovations now because they want each individual player to have their own locker room.
Certainly,
They're only going to see each other on the field.
Yeah, no one wants to be dry humped. I don't want to be dry humped. And I'm sure those players don't either. They just came there to play football.
Separate little units to go change in with a fingerprint you have to get in.
Yeah. It's a prison cell, basically.
Essentially.
Oh, God. It just continues up there for Northwestern as the baseball program also under fire for toxic workplace environment the head coach Jim Foster created. Case, the producer in here for sports, found this, that half the team ended up in therapy while seeing a pair of coaches leave at the season start because of all that happened.
Wait, at Northwestern?
Yeah, it's also Northwestern, the baseball
This is
team.
school from hell. What is going on?
Pay about $80,000 a year to go there, but it's not fun.
Well, I get it because you've never been to therapy. Kenzie, have you been to therapy?
No.
Okay.
Oh, a little hesitation there. It's okay to admit it.
All right, I guess I'm
No,
broadcasting
I talk to my mom a lot. Does that count?
No, it doesn't. But I've been in therapy, and I've spent time talking about ex-baseball coaches in there.
Oh, my God.
I had
Oh my
a
God, what
baseball
happened
coach
to you?
that for the entire season, and this, perhaps it's on the level of the Northwestern hazing, but he called me Chad the entire season.
That's it?
My name is
You went to
Case.
therapy for that?
I didn't go to therapy for that. It was one of the many things that I was in therapy for.
Because someone had your name wrong?
I corrected him a number of times. My name is Case, C-A-S-E, like suitcase, bookcase, or briefcase, and he called me Chad repeatedly. It was traumatizing.
Oh, my God.
Kenzie,
First
though.
off, I'm only calling you Chad from now on. And second, I answered the text line all day, and I get called Kedzie, Kelsey, Leslie every day. No one calls me the right name. And my name's on the show, and I don't even care.
It bothers me.
Listen, Lisa, just be quiet over there.
That's the worst. You know what? Case has a great life because you know the biggest insult is for him? He's been called Chad. You know how many things I get called on this text line?
Yeah, there's a few.
Kedzie is the least of my worries.
For the rest of the show, at 312-591-8300, call Case Chad when you call up for
that's it.
the tickets for the Renaissance Fair in about 6 minutes. We'll do that.
No, you're
like this.
Chad. Oh, God, he's going to go to therapy again. We're in trouble.
I got to call Rachel real quick.
Oh, my God.
We have 911 on the phone.
I have it on speed dial.
So yeah, a lot of crap going on in Northwestern. What's not is Larsa Pippen and Michael Jordan's son. They've been dating. We've talked about this. In fact, over July 4th weekend, Michael Jordan's son, Marcus Jordan, he does have a name, ended up motorboating Larsa Pippen, doing a vape in her motorboating. You know what it is.
In her. I like you to clarify where she got motorboated. Was it on her belly button?
I don't even know what you just said. What happened?
Well, I'm getting to a point. We've talked about that before already. So what happened is Michael Jordan, Michael, the dad, does not approve of the relationship with Scottie Pippen's ex-wife and his son.
Chad, do you think you should approve of it?
I think love is love, and if Larsa and Marcus want to do that, then go for it. If they want to motorboat each other, they should be allowed to do it.
I don't think they were motorboating each other. I would like to clarify.
Well, it depends
He's got pecs.
where you motorboat, right? Okay, so she said when she found out that Michael Jordan didn't approve, she said, I didn't think it was funny. There's nothing funny about it. I was kind of embarrassed. I was like traumatized.
I get it. I've been traumatized.
Well,
Oh,
clearly,
my God.
Chad, we know all
You know
about
what
it.
I just thought of too?
Oh, no.
Chad. So when we had our photo shoot, when I first started, I hadn't even been on air yet, and we had our photo shoot. The photographer called me the wrong name the entire time.
Repeatedly, we tried to correct him a number of times.
He
Like,
called me Kelsey, Lindsay, Kedzie,
Yep.
Carrot. Like it was everything besides my name. And you laughed the whole time.
It was really funny. You should have been there.
And and I was able to laugh, but you went to therapy over chat. It was funny when it happened to me.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it didn't affect me.
You weren't concerned. You weren't like, oh my God, are you okay?
No, because you were fine.
Well, I was, because it's not that big of a deal.
Well, Alex, the garbage man on the text line, Kenzie, has your take with Case's therapy issue. He said, tell Case to not be a bitch.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Only a couple days away from Brian and Kenzie here on Q101 taking over the Renaissance Fair. So get involved, be a part of it. A 4-pack of tickets, 312-591-8300. You call right now and compete against Kenzie in a trivia contest. Clash with Kenzie, and you are in. And you can bring some of your friends. 312-591-8300. Call now.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
And the battle is for Renaissance Fair tickets, 4-packs, where fantasy rules.
I'm so excited.
We'll be there at 11 a.m. Make sure you join us at the Town Square Public House. We'll get out of the public
Well, we're
house.
not going to be there the whole time. I feel we're going to meet there at 11,
We're going to meet up there.
and then we're walking around.
Oh, we got to, because you got to see the jousting, you got to see the turkey legs, you got to see all the stuff.
Hell yeah. I'm going to be perusing.
And Kenzie's got her outfit already. I do not have mine. I want to be a steampunk. I got to figure it out.
A steampunk. It's an entire genre. It's like saying I want to be an alternative. Like, okay.
Our great friends at the Bristol Renaissance Fair as we go every year. And remember, these tickets you can use weekdays, Labor Day through September 4th. But we want you there when we're there this Saturday.
Yeah, we would love to see you Saturday, but if you can't make it, it doesn't make the tickets useless. We just would like to clarify that.
Evan's up near the border in Kenosha. Evan Ahoy, who Chad put on hold for us here to compete against Kenzie. Tell us something really quick about yourself, Evan.
Hey, just a guy in Kenosha teaching some kids how to do some maths.
Oh, you're a teacher.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Please don't ask any math questions today.
I
What
think there's
grade
one
do
in
you
there.
teach?
I teach 6th grade.
Oh, that's where I tap out for sure. This year, my son's going into 4th grade. I'm like, you're going to start asking your dad some questions. This is where it gets a little.
Yeah, when you get that homework.
Oh, yeah. Fractions hit at the end of last year. And I'm like, settle down.
That was traumatic for both of you, right?
Oh, my. I got PTSD. Start shaking.
All right, Evan, here we go. First one to 5 wins. Listen really careful. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same with you. Call heads or tails on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Tails.
It's heads. Kenzie takes home the prize of the first question. Kenzie, are you ready?
Yes.
Lightning McQueen was the animated star for what Disney franchise?
Cars.
Oh, very confident in that.
I am. My son asked me the best question about that movie ever.
Okay.
He asked me, does Lightning McQueen need life insurance or car insurance? And I had no idea how to answer that. I'm like, well, he's not real. So assuming he is me.
That's a pretty advanced thought right there.
I know. I'm like, I don't even think I have life insurance.
I don't even know what I need. Shoot.
Right? Oh, my God. I was just, what kids think of when they watch stuff is really
We
funny.
will call the people at Pixar and see what he had to be safe.
You got to check in.
So Kenzie's got one. Evan, what is the capital of North Carolina?
Lansing?
It's not Lansing. Kenzie, do you know? You lived in North Carolina for a minute.
I did, but I also lived in Florida. I got that one wrong. So,
Well, Florida
is
kinda-
it Raleigh?
It is Raleigh. Good job. There we go. 2-0.
Yep, and back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, what modern-day country used to be known as USSR?
The USSR.
The USSR.
Is that Russia?
That is Russia. Good
Oh,
job.
my goodness.
Oh, my God.
Evan, who is C-3PO's sidekick?
R2-D2.
And make some R2-D2. How did he sound?
If you try to make me make those sounds, I might cry.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
We did Chewbacca, so already.
All right. 3-1, back to Kenzie.
Correct.
Kenzie, how many days are there in a leap year?
366.
Oh, how do you know that? So are you a baby? When's your birthday? I don't know when your birthday is.
Oh, my God.
Math.
How do you not know my birthday? I started on my birthday and you missed it.
Oh, that's
Remember?
right.
Yeah. So what month would that have been?
That would have been April?
Yes.
And your birth, April 26th?
No, 24th.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
You're getting near it.
Everybody remember that now for the future, for next year. All right, 4-1.
4-1, back to Evan.
Evan, are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a math question for you. I just can't find one. Which president was nicknamed Tricky Dick?
That's Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon is right. Not the one you were
Is
thinking
that real?
of. Yes, Tricky Dick.
I would have for sure said Bill Clinton. For sure.
For a whole other reason there.
Oh, yeah. I would have thought, on the streets. You know?
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Oh, tricky dick.
The Lewinsky woman. Even though that dress was a nice dress. It's all stained now.
That's the best impression you have. That one's really good.
That one is good.
I have impressions no one wants to hear anymore. That's the
problem is
issue.
All of Ryan's impressions are just people that work here behind the scenes. It's useless. Clinton's the only one he has that's good.
Here's engineer Patrick Berger. I can't fix the headphone jack because, he's from Wisconsin too, our engineer, by the way, Evan.
Yeah,
All
people,
right.
people don't know that's actually a really good impression. It's 4-2. It's back to Kenzie. She can win with the correct answer and give everybody a shot at these Renaissance Fair tickets.
Kenzie, what is J.G. Wentworth's phone number?
Okay, it's J.G. Wentworth. 877 cash now.
All right, she takes it home. Evan, I'm so sorry. No math questions.
No, that's okay. Kenzie, you killed it.
Oh,
Mad
thank
props,
you.
mad props.
You're my favorite guest we've ever had.
It's a little excessive. He's a nice guy, though. And
know.
also up here in Kenosha, hopefully you make it to Renaissance Fair. We'll be out there Saturday as well, Evan. Thanks so much, and good luck with the
Sounds
kids.
good. Yep,
All right.
thank you.
All right, so here we go. Let's see. We have the tickets now. Let's do it.
God bless the baby.
312-591-8300. Call now. Call Chad. And caller 10 gets those tickets, the 4 packet tickets to the Bristol Renaissance Fair from the Bristol Renaissance Fair. And Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew's Clash with Kenzie.
On Q101.
All right, we already got our winner for the tickets for the Renaissance Fair, which Brian and Kenzie will be at this Saturday, starting at 11 a.m., and you can join us out there. Just Renaissance Fair. There are tickets available, so go get them. But we'll have more free ones tomorrow in Clash with Kenzie here on Q101. You ever done something for somebody you worked for and it wasn't appreciated. Like your intentions were good to do something. You're proud of where you work. A lot of people like to rip on their boss or their company. Oh, my job, it sucks or this or that. But there's a lot of people out there too that are very proud of where they work. They work hard and they do the right thing, and then they still get crapped on. Like their intentions are so good, but then something just blows up wrong. I'll give you an example. When I worked as a caddy at a golf course, the guy...
Caddy Hadaddy.
Caddy Hadaddy. That was my name. Yeah. The guy threw his club in the tree after a bad shot. And so I went up and climbed the tree to get his club. He goes, get that. And he wasn't being very nice to me, but I knew that was the gig. I was 16 years old. That's the job. So I climbed up a tree to get his club, brought it down, and I'm just kind of laughing about it afterward to the golf pro. And he goes, you're not allowed to go in the tree. You can't. If you fall, then it's a lawsuit. Your family will sue us, and that's part of the rules. He almost fired me. He didn't, thank God. But he's going to fire me for doing the right thing.
That's annoying.
Yeah. I was 16. What the hell do I know? I'm climbing a tree to get the golf club. The guy gave me $2 more. I got a hot dog. That was a bonus for me.
That's like when I waitressed and the restaurant got slammed, but they were mad at me for hitting overtime. And how am I supposed... I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm the closer, and people keep coming in. I don't know. And they were so mad at me. They're like, and they had asked me before to clock out. They're like, well, clock out. Will you waitress?
And then
I'm
clock
like,
back in.
No. Like, just don't get paid except for your tips. They wanted me to clock out. And I'm like, no, hire more people. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Are you guys like that? You've been in situations like we're just talking about with Brian and Kenzie here, but also there's one going on you probably saw on the news that's kind of been pretty big. Downtown restaurant in Chicago, right next to Gibson's, amazing state restaurant, of course, is Hugo's Frog Bar and Fish House.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that that's right next door.
Yeah, they're owned. I want to make sure they're owned by Gibson's because I'm pretty sure they are.
Now,
Yes.
just to clarify, very different than Senor Frogs in Vegas. Different vibe.
I wasn't thinking that, but thanks for
All I
clarifying.
imagine is like the Rainforest Cafe frog on top of Hugo's, but it's actually very nice.
Yeah.
It's fancy.
By the way, pour one out for the Rainforest Cafe. I miss it.
I miss that frog. And who's going to get that building?
Did you hear about this?
No.
It's going to be a dispensary. Which is, I love your disappointment.
There's just a lot of them already.
Well, there are. And also, they made a big mistake. They took down the frog. Are you kidding me? You're a dispensary, and you should leave everything up to the Rainforest Cafe
Didn't
had.
that frog have like red eyes? That would have been kind of perfect.
And all the foliage and everything, they should have kept that up. That was a perfect design for a dispensary, and they took it all down. That's terrible.
Rainforest weed?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so there was an employee that worked there at this place, Hugo's Frog Bar and Fish House, and he got fired. He kind of spoke out about the unsanitary conditions for customers and workers during a couple weeks ago with that flood, which everybody had. West Side's still underwater, and no one's doing anything about it because that rain came in there, and they also changed the direction of the Chicago River. Some people are saying that maybe caused some problems. They're debating on a situation on that. Some people say no, it actually saved the city because it didn't flood all the way through. That's another subject, but. He was fired officially for using his cell phone, claimed he was using it to document an issue he felt was compromising the health of employees and customers at Hugo's. And he was let go after recording because they said you weren't allowed to record in the kitchen, I guess, in that world. And there was dirty water in there. It smelled like sewage, he said. Hit the back of the house. The entire staff, even the bussers, were voicing their complaints. What are we doing? Why are we still open here? What's going on? And he ended up getting fired for that. I think he was kind of doing the right thing, trying to show people, hey, this... Or record it saying, hey, this is bad. Maybe someone doesn't know, upper management doesn't know this is going on. We got to close down because of the flooding here in the situation. And if somebody, by the way, works or worked in there or knows somebody that worked at the restaurant, you can call up easily at 312.
Because this is alleged?
Yeah, it's alleged.
Did you say that word yet?
I didn't say that word yet.
Allegedly, this happened.
And allegedly, it's a story that's been all over the place. And so it's kind of both sides are saying, no, this is not what happened. It was a drain backup in the dishwashing area. It caused some puddling. But that's what people from Gibson's are saying. It was not what
Which can happen. I mean, you don't close down, like, then you fix that really fast. If it's that quick of an issue and you couldn't close down.
So that's a he said, she said in a way. In a video, you can make a video look like anything you want.
Should somebody get fired? Like, I understand it's he said, she said.
Or he said, he said, or
she should.
Yeah, she should.
About what happened. But why would someone get fired over that? That makes it sketchy.
They used it to say, I guess you can't film in the kitchen. I think that was the excuse they used. In the situation to want it. Now, they should have just talked to the guy.
So he stood like from the bathroom and got the angle?
He got a high angle of the drain. Yeah, it is all, like I said, it is all alleged. Maybe he had a beef, who knows, and did that. I don't know the guy, and I don't know the managers over there, so I don't know what the real story, we don't know. But in the situation, it's a little excessive, I think. Can you just...
Sometimes managers, and I'm not saying this is what happened, but sometimes managers get such a power trip. We were talking about like security guards doing that sometimes, and it's not all of them, right?
Yeah.
But it can happen. They get such this power high because they're in charge of people. And I remember that happening to me. I got written up for we had to get swipes every time somebody had a coupon. You had to get a manager swipe.
Yeah.
And of course, they sent out 1 million coupons, so you had to get 1 million manager swipes. And we would call for the manager. So I forget his name. I was like, Rick, whatever. And
Sounds like a manager name.
I got written up for calling his name because he said he felt like I called him like a dog. Because I'd be like, Rick. And I'm like, it's not like I whistled. I don't know what to do. I was trying to call your name in an upbeat way so it didn't sound crabby.
Yeah.
Right? So I'd be like, Rick. And he's like, you're calling me like a dog. And he wrote me up. And I'm like, so I used to physically walk around until I can find you on. It's going to take 45 minutes for every person to get their bill.
Oh,
and
my God.
I think people get on power highs, though. Like, no recording in the kitchen. And you called my name. And it's just like, okay, settle down.
Oh, boy. Well, listen, you call up in here if you've been in a situation like that where you thought you were doing the right thing or for some reason you got written up, fired at work, whatever you did. Now, I don't want people calling out the places because, again, this is alleged. I don't want everybody calling out places just because maybe they have a beef. But you can tell your story still at 312-591-8300 without mentioning the establishment of what happened to you at work where you did the right thing. You tried to do the right thing, and you got smacked down and written up like Kenzie talks about, or even fired. Check in with your stories here at 312-591-8300 about that. I think everybody has that thing where, you're like us. You treated wrong at a job when you actually were loyal and good, and you really tried to do the right thing. And you're just like, I'm sitting here doing the job. Getting mad because you got overtime because you worked too hard. That's a common one. I know people like that all the time.
Oh, God, it's the worst.
Don't want to pay that extra 35 cents an hour, God forbid.
Well, yeah. I was clocking it at $7 an hour at the restaurant, and they were like, well, we can't have you on overtime.
What was overtime then? Like, was it double or time and a half?
I don't know. I think, isn't all overtime time and a half? Which means, I'm making like $10 an hour. Whoa.
Listen, I have not been motivated. I've never had overtime in my life. I've never
had overtime?
No. I've had undertime. They take money away. So you really didn't.
Rich ass.
You really didn't come in here.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Right, and Kenzie, we're talking about that time when you had good intentions at work and it just didn't work out right with your boss or managers or whoever. 708 checked in. I was written up for performing CPR too aggressively.
Oh, my God.
I was part of a code team doing CPR on a 92-year-old. As the cartilage was cracking, a nurse that hated me started screaming that I was killing her. I quit a week later. Now, I've heard when you do CPR, you're not supposed to do that anymore, by the way. I'm sorry, you are supposed to do the compressions, not the mouth-to-mouth anymore.
I love how you're like, you're not supposed to do CPR.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that, but you're supposed to push on the chest, and actually you can cause damage if you do it right. Maybe our paramedics, I know Carl, the paramedic out there.
Those...
Sternum?
yes, thank you.
And the ribs, sternum and the ribs?
You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Because some people, you only need to lightly pump. Some people put all their weight down, and it's unnecessary.
Well, I've heard
but you still shouldn't get written up. He's trying to save someone's life.
Well, I've heard that you have to kind of push, and you might break a rib if you're doing it right. That's what I've heard.
You already might break a rib if you're doing it right.
I don't know. We had Eric, the fireman that worked here, and he's not here anymore. He's like a lieutenant now up in Woodstock Fire Department. So I don't know.
Cool story, bro. How does that help us?
Well, we have the video up at Q101.com. It's like a month old after DeMar Hamlin in the football game where he almost died on the field back in January. So we have that video. If you go back that far on Q101.com or our socials, you find the video how to do it right.
Or you could probably just YouTube how to do CPR.
But our boy Eric is nice to hear talk about.
I'm just saying. Jenna texted in, and I love this. She goes, on a coworker's first day, I brought donuts to welcome him. He said, nah, I don't like donuts. I know it's not that big of a deal, but I was like, okay, fine. F you then.
Not quite the same situation.
I just love that so much.
Let's see. 312-591-8300. Eric in Cherville's checking in. Eric, ahoy.
Ahoy, Brian and Kenzie. How are you this fine morning?
Excellent. I am. What about you?
You're excellent?
I'm excellent.
We're great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I got a great story for you. So about 20 years ago, I was the assistant security director at a shopping mall in the south suburbs. There was a vehicle. It belonged to a person with a disability. They were blocked in, so somebody was triple parked. They come out to leave. They ask, hey, can you help me get out? There was another guard that was with them, and the vehicle had hand controls because the person couldn't use their feet for their pedals.
Yep.
So the guard says, sure, I'll help you. Tell me how to use the car. Owner says, no problem. I'll show you how to use it. The guard goes to get the vehicle out, ends up wrecking the car, and I get suspended because I gave the permissions for the guard to try to move the car.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
That sucks.
Was the person okay?
Yeah, the person was fine. They were just a little ticked off, but yeah. So I get a week vacation because being a salaried employee, they couldn't put me on unpaid suspension because that would take me off of exempt status. So I got a free week off.
There you go.
That's nice. I've been suspended with pay. It's actually really nice.
You've been suspended with pay?
Oh, yeah, with the radio thing. I did some crazy stuff back. When I was sludge, I did crazier things, and I got suspended. With pay, though, I'm like, cool. I'm out.
So the worst part is like when you ground your kids to go play video games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, okay, I was going to do that anyways.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.